What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another exclusive interview with PW Mania. Joining me today is my guest, formerly known as Quincy Elliott. Please welcome Quincy Elliott. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to talk a little bit about your time with the WWE, and pretty much what's next for you. But I kind of wanted to start from the beginning. What was it like when you first signed with them?
So I had like a very, very, very unique tryout process. I tried out in 2021, part of the SummerSlam tryout. And initially when I first tried out, I was I wasn't told yes yet. So they created a whole extended tryout for me and a couple others to go to Florida and train at the PC like if we were part of the PC for a month to see if they wanted to sign us.
Definitely. And what was it like to just learn at the PC and learn under the tutelage of a lot of the greats they have?
Well, I've been a wrestling fan like my entire life. My mom got me into wrestling, so being around the performance center was a dream of mine and something that I held dear, but I took seriously at the same time. I got to learn from people that I grew up idolizing and learn from people with different mindsets and styles from all over the world. So being at the performance center definitely changed me as a human being for the better.
Definitely. And that kind of leads into my next question. Obviously you're not with the WWE anymore, but was there any lessons that you learned from your time at the Performance Center that you could take with you, whether it be wrestling related or not?
Honestly, I learned to always bet on yourself because when I first got to the performance center, I was just a no-name indie wrestler that WWE saw something in. And when I started training at the performance center, I realized that not that this journey's easy, but I made it happen. And I realized that if I want to become successful, I had to do something to stand out. So the performance center really taught me to always bet on yourself and believe in yourself and have confidence.
Definitely. And that's a great lesson to take with you wherever you may end up next for sure.
Hmm.
So I did want to ask, how did the Super Diva come about and how did that like character come to your head, what we saw on our screens on Tuesdays?
To be honest with you, it was a lot of work in progress, and it was an idea that was created by me. But I just looked at the show and I looked at wrestling as a whole. I feel like one thing I felt is lacking in this business is larger than life personas and people who are not afraid to be different or look different than your typical pro wrestler. So when I created the Super Diva, I honestly didn't think it would be successful because of the time we lived in, but as soon as people saw me, there was just a connection.
Definitely. And I will say, as a fan standpoint, I had a lot of fun watching your character. And, it was just a blast, everything you did get to accomplish so far on NXT. And so, what was it like? Did you have any inspirations, I guess, for that character?
Yes, I had tons. Um, I didn't really take inspirations from wrestling as much as people would think. Obviously, I had looks of Goldust and mannerisms like Goldust and Viscera, but a lot of that character's inspiration came from pop culture. So Nicki Minaj, Lil Uzi Vert, Prince, Michael Jackson, just pop icons, Lady Gaga, and Missy Elliott. These are all people that I just crafted this image into being, and it could have been way more successful than it was, but I don't think that WWE truly understood the vision for it from the start.
Definitely. And, you kind of talked a little bit about Viscera and Goldust. I first got into wrestling in 2005, and I had to say, Viscera was probably one of the guys who really drew my attention right away because I was just like, it just seemed so like different. And I think that's why I was a big fan of your character as well, is it's just, you see a lot of like the guys like John Cena's, and, they're all terrific. And I can't say enough good things about them. But how important was it to you to just try to stand out and be different, I guess?
It was very important to me because when I first got there, people were not buying into it or not thinking it was a joke. And I mean, I feel like that's kind of what it turned into. But to me, I was like, I would love to represent something that isn't on TV and something that can be big and taken seriously. So to me, I had a lot of weight on my shoulders with that, but I knew what I wanted from it. And I feel like what I did as a kid, if you would have told me I got to do that, I'd be mind blown. So
Definitely. And one of my favorite moments of you in WWE came at Halloween Havoc of 2022 when you got to host it alongside Shotzi Blackheart. What was it like to obviously defeat Zion Quinn to get in that spot, but also just get to host that show alongside Shotzi?
to be honest with you, um, I was very, very injured in my match against Zion. I got into a motorcycle or moped crash that pretty much gave me a big burn on my foot and all over my body and lots of lacerations. So and that match was very painful for me, and no one really knew what I was going through, but I knew the opportunity at hand to host Halloween Havoc with Shotzi was there. So I was like, I'm gonna make the most of this. And that was one of the coolest experiences of my life. I just got to have fun and just do stuff that I wanted to do, dress as different things. So that was a really cool night.
Definitely, and I have to ask because, Shotzi has always been a Halloween person. We're in the Halloween season. Are you a Halloween person too?
I'm definitely a Halloween person. I'm definitely a Halloween person. I actually had some crazy, crazy, crazy pitches for outfits I wanted to wear for the show. Some of them got denied, but I definitely love Halloween. It's my favorite season.
Definitely. And do you have are you like a horror movie buff? Like, do you have a favorite horror movie or not so much?
Halloween. Halloween is up there, but I feel like that's mad, like everyone likes Halloween. So I like Halloween, Children of the Corn, Child's Play. Yeah, I'm not as into it as she is, but I definitely love Halloween.
Definitely. The originals were always the best too. I think my favorite Halloween was Halloween 4, which is obviously probably the most cliche
Hmm.
answer around today, but it's true. I love that movie.
It's a great movie. So yeah.
It was so good. So you also got to work with JD McDonough and Grayson Waller in your time there. What was it like to work with them and see how far they've come in their own rights as well?
It was fun working with JD and Grayson. I mean, obviously, I didn't work them on live TV. These were more house shows, so it wasn't nothing that I wasn't used to because I did the indie. So it was just having fun and creating things on these shows to entertain the crowd. So working with them was okay.
Definitely. And I need to ask, do you have any favorite moments or matches of your career in WWE?
My favorite moment in WWE, I didn't have too many, but the ones that I did have were fun. I would say I had a NXT level up match where I came out on the moped and the crowd just erupted. And from that night forward, like creative and everyone just wanted to just put me on TV because that crowd reaction was the loudest crowd reaction that night. Not to boost smoke up my butt, but I was genuinely shocked at it. But people just really love something new and fresh. So to me, that was one of my favorite moments. And also, I think the best moment for me in WWE was my debut entrance because I have never in my life just felt like I'm here and I made it and like the world's watching me. I get to do something that I want to do and I'm inspiring people. So to me, that moment is something I'll always hold dear as well.
Definitely. And those are both very special moments for sure. I remember seeing your first entrance on television. I was like, this guy's awesome.
Thank you. I
No
appreciate that.
problem. Not a problem. So do you have any relationships from WWE that you could take with you outside? Like, did you make any like good friends or any good connections there?
I made a lot of great friends there. I mean, I don't want to just say too many names because I don't want it to be this narrative spun, but a lot of people were rooting for me. A lot of coaches were rooting for me. In particular, AJ Winkler's a coach there that I will always be thankful for. Matt Bloom was really pushing me to be the best version of myself. And the creative team, the promo team, everyone there was very, very kind to me, and they were letting me express myself in a way that most people don't get to. So that's something I'm proud of. But there's also things there that I take away in a negative way that I'm going to learn from and grow from. That maybe I could have been more confident, or maybe I could have showed more.
Definitely. So unfortunately, a week ago, or a couple weeks ago, time flies, but you did get released from your contract with WWE. What was your emotions when you first got that call?
To be honest with you, I sat through so many WWE releases in my time there, being with the company for 2 years, that it's not something that shocked me by any means. it's not something that necessarily hurt. It hurt because it was a dream of mine, but in the moment, I just felt like rather than being emotional about it, let me make moves and become an even bigger star than when I was in WWE because I took it more as a shot on the chin, and I'm not someone that just dwells on things. So I'm appreciative of the opportunity to show the world myself, but now I feel like I get to show the world myself with no rules, no restrictions, no handcuffs. I can just be the Quincy that I always wanted to be.
Definitely. And that leads to my next question. What is next for you? Do you have any future goals or future opponents that you'd like to face?
So there's plenty of things that I want to do. I won't say them all because I want the world to be shocked, but I want to do more than just wrestling because I'm a very, very creative individual. I like to create art. So you're gonna see me dabble in every single thing I wanted. If that's making film, if that's making music. But as far as wrestling goes, I feel like there's a lot I would like to do on the indies because I feel like the indies is missing that spark that it had before WWE and AEW became a thing together. So I feel like right now I'm in a position to where if people are going to use me, I'm going to make the most out of it, get the most buzz that I can. And honestly, I would like to perform overseas because that's something I never got to do.
Definitely. So I want to leave the interview off with a message that you could give to your fans who might be reading or watching this live on YouTube, or not live, but on
Yeah.
YouTube. What's that message that you could tell them?
Honestly, don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to be yourself. As cliche as it sounds, if someone's telling you not to be yourself, then those aren't the people you want in your life. Stay focused and realize that you can do whatever you want to do, and any obstacle in front of you, you can overcome.
Definitely. Great words of wisdom for sure.
Yes, yes.
And I do appreciate your time and thank you again so much for that.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.